Reentry isn't just about coming home. It's about what happens 2, 3, 4 years down the line. It's about getting young people jobs, high school degrees, college degrees. It's actually about changing the way young people can envision their futures. And today is the 6th summit after 5 district summits, pulling together everyone who participated to say, hey, here's your ideas, here's the blueprint, how do we move it forward?
The blueprint is trying to serve as a kind of catalytic document that brings people together to really try to take on the problem in a much more practical way.
Getting data is probably the most difficult part and took the longest time in doing this. And so we had to talk with probation, we had to talk with people in adult probation, juvenile probation, get the data from them, and they have their own processes that you have to go through. And so it's a multi-level process to go through the right people to get the data. Then once you have the data, then that's where the nerdy part of me comes in. And you clean the data, you do everything, and you try to think about how do you organize it in a way that's going to help the communities the most. When you see problems visually, as opposed to me throwing up a whole bunch of tables and talking numbers that way, all of a sudden it becomes real. And so immediately afterwards, people are coming up and saying, oh, do you have these maps from my district? And can you show me this? And so it resonated with people in a way that reading a big long document or looking at tables and tables of numbers, which we're known to do as researchers, doesn't. It's visual. They can hone in into those areas that are most important to them and say, here's what we need to do and here's where we need to do it.
The UCLA Luskin School of Public Affairs is perfectly situated to address some of the region's most pressing problems. And I think one of the things we've tried to do is renew our commitment to being a robust and engaged stakeholder in Los Angeles. And what that means is bringing our human capital, our scholars, our students, to bear on some of these important problems. So at today's Blueprint Summit here, we see that 2 of our scholars, 1 of our alums have been working on a project that has immediate implications for really one of the least well-known but most important problems that face the region, and that's the reentry of young offenders.